Well, today we're going to be talking about 3 things that your wife wants from you, and I'm so excited to share. So, Dr. Kim, we all thought about this, like brainstorm it during the week, and we also polled our fans on Instagram to see
That's
what
cool.
they said. And so I'm excited to share that. But I'm so curious to know if we're going to share the same 3 things, if there's going to
Yeah,
be any overlap, no overlap. So, I love that we did not talk about this ahead of
I
time.
know. I agree. I agree.
That's awesome. Well, we're just going to go down the list, Dr. Kim, and we're going to hear from you first because you're the one who talks to all the couples. You're the one who's been counseling couples for so long, and you're the one who's been married to a woman for 50 years. So hopefully you know what she wants, right?
Yeah, usually she still surprises me.
Sometimes.
Why do y'all do that? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Just
don't want
got to
us to.
keep life
You don't want us
interesting.
to. You're right. You don't want us to completely 100% get it, which is
No.
good because it keeps us on our toes.
Yeah, you can't understand us fully. Come on.
No, no.
Definitely. So, Dr. Kim, on your list of 3, what is number 1 that you think wives want from their husbands?
I mean, I had trouble deciding which was going to be 1, 2, 3. So I'm putting trust at number 1.
Awesome.
Just because I see from a counseling perspective, usually if a couple's in there, and there's usually a level of untrust, even in just communication and just the way someone interprets that. So I would say trust, because I think when a wife can trust you, then she can let her walls down, then she can be vulnerable. It goes back to naked and unashamed. I got that in this
Yeah.
time for
That's
sure.
Dr. Kim's
But
favorite verse for any of
it
you new
is,
listeners.
it is,
Dr.
it
Kim loves
is.
to bring it up about every other podcast. You'll hear that
Yeah, I'm
verse.
trying to get it everyone, and sometimes you just can't work it in. It
Yeah.
just doesn't fit. But I think it's just that picture of how Adam and Eve trusted each other. They were naked and ashamed. There was nothing between them, and they trusted each other completely. And so I think that when we have trust, I think it takes care of a ton of problems because then you're not making assumptions about your spouse or what are they doing, all those kind of things. And so I think the ways that husbands can help with that is just really being honest with your spouse. And I know sometimes we can think of a white lie and think, well, that's not really bad. But if your wife finds out that you did a white lie, she may not see it as a white lie. She may
Yeah.
see it as, oh, if he lied about that, he's lying about something else. I think being very accountable is a way to build trust. I don't want Nancy to ever doubt where I am, what I'm doing, anything like that. So, we've got Life 360. She has all my passwords, all that kind of stuff. Honestly, she doesn't, I don't know if she ever checks any of them, but she knows she can. And that's there. And then I think for guys, we're not as open sometimes as we need to be. And so I think that builds trust when we really share from our heart or share some of our struggles with our wife. I think that builds trust because she feels like you trust her enough to share those things with. And I think it builds trust. So trust is what I put number 1. Those are my reasons why.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. And I think so when you think of trust, where are the gaps that you're seeing? Like as you're counseling couples, where are the gaps that guys aren't kind of fulfilling this trust for their wives? Where are they getting it wrong?
I think not that we are narcissistic, but when we act narcissistic, like, I'm the man, I'm the guy, I really don't need to do that for you. I think that attitude can happen a lot of times, not even all the time in a marriage, but I think it can happen sometimes. Or I think that maybe we just don't know. The culture we live in, I think, lends itself to mistrust. And I had a woman last week that I talked to. As we talked through, her husband's not doing anything, but she had some things just planted because what a friend of hers husband's done, what she's seen in the media or TV and stuff like that. So I think we have to be proactive, and I think a lot of times we get lazy and we just don't want to do that. And so I think for me, it's getting in those habits. My pastor's talked a lot about that and some things he's done. He's given some great counsel to the men in the congregation, I think, in the church, of doing that and realizing that it is important and, just get off your butt and do it,
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
deal. Just build trust. And when it becomes that habit, I don't even think about it usually.